I met my husband, and we had our own company, and life was great. And then I just wanted to be a housewife, and I wanted to have kids, and you know, the sky's the limit. Our life would be together forever, and it was utter bliss. We were together for 10 years and never had kids, and trying to figure out what was going on. So we tried fertility stuff, and had a couple of miscarriages, so I was unable to conceive and carry. Thought about adoption, and which was really great. But as we were going through the adoption process, we had to have physicals, he in particular, and we found out he had cancer through this whole series of trying to adopt. And then we were devastated with this news, and my life was completely upside down. Upon that initial diagnosis, they said he wasn't going to live beyond 30 days. We traveled and just did everything we could do. And I honestly believe that God intervened there to give us that time together and to give us time to plan. So he came out of remission, and he had one wonderful nurse, and her name was Joy. I mean, how fitting. And for that brief moment of challenge in our lives, she brought such joy to our family that I decided that I was going to become a nurse. After he died, I was gone. I couldn't handle it. I didn't want to live until I found out I was pregnant with the boys, that everything looked up again. At that time, it was so bittersweet for me. I had a reason for living and a reason for going on and a reason to keep going, and there's Inver.
My husband's in a wheelchair due to brain tumors and spinal tumors. He's now unable to work anymore, and I had to go back to work. And looking at all my options for going back to work, I could not make the living that my husband could make for our family. So the decision was made as a family that I would go back to school.
I came to Minnesota out of the Navy, no money. My parents couldn't support me. I know I wanted to go to school. Inver Hills was the closest place, and it just made the whole difference in my life. I mean, it was indescribably important.
And there was just something so peaceful and so comforting about this campus. It was just, I felt a sense of peace and a sense of just calm over me when I first came on campus. And I think that's when I really knew that I was going to be here.
For at least me, who was scared to go back to school, it has provided me with a security blanket of saying, I can do this.
You know, I went on to St. Thomas. Has a great reputation for academic excellence. I then, mid-career, did a sabbatical at Stanford University. So I think I know a little bit about quality of education, and Inver Hills instructors, the quality of their of things here was as good as those. I honestly think that.
I don't think there will ever be a time in my life where I can't call on, whether it's an old faculty member who's now a friend and colleague, or an old classmate or peer, to say, hey, I need some support in whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, it's an extended family.
Any question that I've ever had has been answered in a courteous manner, in a timely manner, or they've sent me to somebody that could help me, and I've gone up to them and said, I don't know what I'm doing, I need some help, and they've helped me.
I never felt that I was going to fail whenever I was here. I never felt a sense of failure, never. And because there were so many people to support me.
I can't say it saved my life, but it just made a tremendous difference in my life. And I'm not sure where I would have ended up without it.
You know, and at the time, I lost my husband, having kids, postpartum, you know, you got all these just mixed emotions. You think you can't, you think you can't, you think you can't. And then there's somebody reading you the book about the little engine and you know you can. And they were my little engine, Inver was. And it kept fostering, it kept nurturing me. I mean, even though I had these beautiful babies and I was ecstatic, it was just that little bit extra of push that I needed to get over that big hill, that really big hill.
We need places like this for folks on the margin, or kids, people who need just a break.
You know, they have that 80-20 rule, where 80% of the people do 20% of the work and 20% of the people do 80% of the work. That's in everything. And I'm sure it's that way with the giving situation for people with scholarships and other situations, where I want to be part of that 20% that gives back.
That emotional and physical support that I got, that was monumental. I may not have gotten through the program without that, without somebody giving of their time and without somebody giving of themselves, which is why it's important for me to give of myself.
I'd like to continue the tradition. I think there's got to be some other people out there like me, and I'd like to be what Inver Hills was to me, to them. Didn't know anything about the place, walked in, and everything from then was just success.